Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and we are back with our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. We are back with some more Throwdown for you. And I'm looking forward to this one here from Tampa, Florida. Got some good matches, including an amazing main event you're not going to want to miss. And we are going to start things off here with another match in this little tag team tournament we're doing. Of course, last week we saw the Giants, Andre the Giant and the Big Show, win in their first round match. The winner of this one will face off against the Giants in a couple of weeks' time to become the #1 contender of the Tag Team Championships. And here we go. So like I said, the winner of this one will face off against the Giants, Andre the Giant and the Big Show in a couple of weeks' time to fight it out to become the #1 contender for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships, of course currently held by Red Dragon. This is going to be the British Bulldog and Jim the Anvil Neidhart in this one. Of course, Owen Hart is going to be at ringside for moral support, of course, a part of the Hart Foundation stable. But we've got some cracking matches lined up for you this evening. Our main event of the evening is going to be CM Punk. The first time we're going to see CM Punk since his loss in Chicago for the Throwdown Championship. He's going to be facing off against Austin Aries, one-on-one. What a match that is going to be. Also, Bret Hart looking for some retribution here later on this evening. Of course, he was attacked during his entrance last week when he was about to fight Roman Reigns for the #1 contendership for the Throwdown Championship. So, yeah, Bret Hart looking for some retribution over Samoa Joe. We've also got Kimber taking on Alicia Fox. Great chance to see both those ladies in action. Alicia Fox has done pretty well, actually, so far in this universe mode, so I'm going to give her a chance to fight it out on TV against one of my favourite women on the roster, of course, in Kimber. We've got Dillanger taking on Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig as well after this match. So we've got a pretty well stacked out card for you here this evening. We've already had a couple of dark matches as well, with the Primetime Players defeating the Natural Disasters and The Miz defeating Bo Dallas. Now, I don't want to say too much, but there might be some big things happening this weekend. So just to... I probably won't be this weekend, actually, but there's going to be some big things happening soon in... It could be this. I don't know. Just keep an eye out. There's big things happening. Of course, we've got the King of the Cruiserweights tournament ongoing already. But there's more going to happen. There's more things in the works at the moment. And it involves a pretty massive change in SWE, which I'm hoping will be for the better. Sort of noticed something that wasn't quite working for us. So we are going to change that, and hopefully it is going to mean a massive, massive improvement in this SWE Universe mode. So yeah, that is coming up very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. And it could affect some of the people here in Throwdown. I do apologize if you hear me clicking away. I'm just realised that I've not set today's video to go live, so instead of waiting an hour while I'm recording this, I'm just going to click a couple of buttons so you guys can start watching. Because I'm still, since I come back off my holiday, I've not managed to get on top yet. So as soon as we get around to the weekend, hopefully I can get a couple of days ahead of myself and not going to rush around too much then with the recordings. But I've not helped myself, I don't think, with some of the stuff that I've... Doing this King of the Cruiserweights straight away after coming home from my holiday probably wasn't the best idea in the world, was it? But there you go. It is what it is. As we are underway with British Bulldog and Victor in the ring to kick things off. Boom. We're nearly fully live on the video. I do apologise. It's bad now what I'm doing. I admit what I'm doing right now is not very good. But you'll thank me 24 hours ago. King of the Cruiserweights. There we go. We're live now, people. We're live. You can watch this video. Oh, God, I've mistyped a lot of those sentences. Boom. There we go. So, this is an interesting one. I'm a fan of the Ascension, as I know a couple of you guys are in the comment section below. I want to see more for them, but the Hart Foundation here as well, a very, very strong team to have on this roster, but there could be some new talent coming in soon as well. And of course, the King of the Cruiserweights is a big thing at the moment as well. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out in the long run as well. Who is going to come out on top of that one? Of course, we've seen 2 episodes of that now. 2 episodes have been uploaded. We've seen 6 first-round matches. We've seen some huge surprises in that as well, and some things that you'd expect to go the way they have. So it's pretty good. I'm really enjoying making that, actually. I'm enjoying making that. Somebody's viewed it already. It's literally been live for 20-odd seconds, and somebody has already viewed it. You guys are so bloody quick sometimes, honestly. I'm going to view it now as well. I want to be the first person to like the video. Oh, 2 views. Here we go. I've done it. I like the video. I was the 2nd viewer on my own video. That's terrible, really, isn't it? There you go. Connor now dropping the elbow right into the chest of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And continuing the assault now with that double-handed chokeslam. And interesting, well, you remember, it's going to be very difficult for winners of this one to get past the Giants. They're 2 massive, imposing figures. Of course, defeated the Gorillas of Destiny last week. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off once again. And that would be a really tricky one for Red Dragon to get past, well, the Giants. Of course, not only the Giants, but having Bobby the Brain Heenan at ringside as well. He's just a strong extra person to have there, isn't he? He's a strong asset to the Giants tag team, and just adds another level of experience to try and push the Giants in the right direction. Who knows? The Giants could be Throwdown Tag Team Champions at some point. I think the Throwdown Tag Team Championship belts are probably the most, I won't say prestigious, but the most solid. Is that the right phrase? They're the belts that seem to have changed hands the least across the whole universe. Connor now launching Bulldog over the top of his shoulders. And we very rarely see the Ascension now in WWE. And I thought with the way that things are going and the SmackDown Tag Division not being very strong, then again they did get a spot on the Money in the Bank card, didn't they, a couple of weeks back? But granted, they were there literally to jump. That's how SmackDown's changed for some people now. Jinder Mahal used to job, and now people are jobbing to him. And it's exactly the same with Axel and with Breezango, or Breezango as they're now called. They seem to cut the D out. Yeah, they used to be jobbing to people. Now the Ascension are coming out and jobbing to Breezango, which I'm not against. I think Breezango at the moment are probably one of the hottest things on SmackDown. I'm not really interested in the New Day at the moment. I would have preferred to see the Breezango versus Usos feud continue rather than seeing Breezango put to one side. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I would like to see them get the Tag Team Championships at some point. I think they deserve it. Just like Jinder deserved his SmackDown Championship run for the amount of crap he's gone through and how he's progressed over the last few years. I think it's the same with Tyler Breeze and Fandango, really. They deserve to be given an opportunity based on what they've basically done. They've jobbed fantastic well. They've done exactly what they've been requested to do. And if you think about Tyler Breeze, he's gone from being one of the top men in NXT, main eventing an NXT pay-per-view, to jobbing to people on SmackDown in a tag team of 2 jobbers, and now they're finally getting their opportunity, and hopefully, yeah, I want to see it go well for them. I'm hoping the Ascension will get the same thing. The Ascension are now lining up Jim Neidhart. Of course, their finisher maneuver is that big sweep. Pin here by Victor. If Connor can get across and take a Bulldog, he doesn't manage to get across. I still think I still don't think that's written properly, that one, you know. I think that needs to be changed to the point where the other guy just takes their opponent off the apron rather than leaving the ring. That just makes more sense to me. But Ascension in a strong position here now. Neidhart with a rake to the eyes of Victor. And people like Neidhart and that could be the ones that might disappear with the new game, because I should imagine they're going to need a lot more space to put in the new wrestlers. Of course, there's going to be a lot more this year with new NXT guys, the Cruiserweight guys, and the UK guys as well. So we might see a few legends disappear this year. And there is sort of rumours and talk that the Showcase mode could be coming back this year, but they reckon the Showcase mode could be a Seth Rollins showcase, based on him being on the case and stuff that... Ooh! Victor just flattened Bulldog there onto the steel chair, which Owen Hart put in the ring. Hart's not happy with that at all. Distracting Victor. Well, this is not good for Ascension, because it's allowing Bulldog a chance to get back on his feet, and he has done. Now turning things around, sending Victor into the corner. Bulldog taking Victor up high. What's he got planned here? Looks like a super backdrop. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And Victor is a big man, and he just fell hard. Bulldog now bringing Victor back up, but Victor tripping Bulldog over. Now back up on his feet. Into the corner goes Bulldog. Did he have another sweep in him? What's that they do, you know? They do. Referee blocking Neidhart from coming into the ring. And that allows the big sweep. Connor with a pin now. Oh, referee, come on! Oh, this game. Now he's counting 1, 2. Neidhart didn't notice. And Ascension have got it. Oh my god. And there we go. That last couple of seconds was everything that is currently wrong with the WWE 2K franchise. That was some very, very poor AI from every single side there. But the Ascension have been victorious. And you know what? When I started this tag team tournament, I expected a Hart Foundation versus Gorillas of Destiny final. And we've ended up with a Giants versus Ascension final, which is a big one for us, really. And the Ascension going to get themselves some nice ranking points as well to add to what they've got. And who knows? The Ascension versus Red Dragon could happen at our Empire Strikes Back pay-per-view. Look at this, look. Referee's like, oh shit, there's a pin there. I better count that. 1, 2, 3. Neidhart's just like staring at the ground at his shoes, like, I've got nice shoes on today, haven't I? It's just, it was a right shocker. But we do get to see probably one of the coolest victory on the game. Not a lot of people have their own victory celebration, but the Ascension do, and this looks even better when they're holding gold, people, and that is something that potentially could happen here in SWE Throwdown. And here is our next match. It is going to be Ty Dillanger, the Perfect 10, taking on Mr. Perfect, the Perfect in general, I think. Is that right? Huh. We'll find out. This could actually be a decent tag team, I suppose, couldn't it? I don't know. It could be a perfect tag team, but I don't think their sort of styles match very well, do they? I was potentially looking at putting Curtis Axel together with Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, but Axel is on a different brand, I believe, isn't he? I think Axel's over on Octane, you know. I want to use Axel a bit more. I feel bad for Axel. There's so much more he could have given. That whole thing where he won the Intercontinental Championship on Father's Day as well, with Paul Heyman behind him, it just makes you wonder why things didn't work. And then Axel Mania, he's been so unlucky, hasn't he? Basically, I thought he had a good run with Heyman. Then they decided to mess around with it by bringing Ryback in as well and making Ryback sort of a bit of a disappointment. And then that sort of fell apart for him. Then he came up with his own thing with Axel Mania and being knocked out of the Rumble, and that was going really, really well until the Hulk Hogan situation. Then all of a sudden Axel Mania could no longer exist because of that Hulk Hogan situation. So it's an annoying one, really. I feel sorry for Curtis Axel, and somebody who I hope in the future is given another opportunity. He's been on Raw this week, hasn't he? Something to do with what's her name? The Miz. I don't quite understand where that's coming from, the Miz thing. So I'm just highlighting stuff in the background just so I know what I've done and what I haven't. And there he is, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. He'll fancy himself in this match, but then again, both these guys will fancy themselves in this match, and this is a really good one for getting those ranking points in that upper mid-card position. Both these guys desperate for those points. And it could be make or break, really. Both these guys sort of stuck in the mid-card. It's my Mr. Perfect noise. Yeah, this could be quite even, actually. Ty, the thing is, I was a massive fan of Ty, but they've just not brought him up on the main roster right, I don't think. They've not given him anything. If he comes storming in and, like, had a chance at the Intercontinental Championship or something like that, then it would have been worth it. But at the moment, he's not even getting on TV, let alone going for a championship. And I feel sorry for him because he was so hyped when he debuted. The whole thing at Royal Rumble as well was absolutely fantastic. When he debuted on the shake-up, he was in tears backstage. That's how happy this man was because it's taken him so long to get to this position. But they're just not writing him anything, and I'm hoping that they will start to pretty soon. But you just can't guarantee anything with WWE, can you? Look how long it's took them to write some good stuff for Breezango, like I said earlier. It could take a while, but hopefully things work out well. And the same thing happened with Nakamura as well. They didn't really do anything for him. It's only sort of been recently when the Money in the Bank and so forth being attacked by Corbin. There's rumours that we might be seeing AJ versus Nakamura at SummerSlam, which, as much as that's a match I really, really want to see, it's also a match that I really hope is not at the SummerSlam. I want that match saved till WrestleMania. As somebody who likes to watch WrestleMania live, and I have done the last 3 years in a row now, if Nakamura versus AJ Styles is on that WrestleMania card and gets a decent amount of time, that is going to be absolutely stunning. And that's what they need to do at WrestleMania. They need to put the best guys together at WrestleMania. That's the only way they're going to get the best card possible. I'm a little bit disappointed. I reckon they should have saved Joe versus Lesnar for Mania as well, because Joe versus Lesnar would have been amazing for Mania. I would love to have seen Lesnar hold the belt. I would not have loved to have seen it, but if Lesnar had held the belt for a whole year, which is what the rumour is anyway, if Lesnar holds the belt for the full year, and then Joe won the Rumble, and then went on to defeat Lesnar at Mania, that would have been an amazing story in my opinion. But I believe the rumour has it that Lesnar's going to keep the belt for the whole year, and then lose it to Roman Reigns, who, believe it or not, is going to get a third or fourth WrestleMania main event in a row, which is very frustrating. I don't believe he should be getting that many WrestleMania main events in a row, to be honest with you. But there you go, that's the way the world works. What is that? The hell is that? So I've just got an email saying that this is obviously fake, isn't it? It's obviously fake. So I just had an email saying that my order from Amazon is on its way and it's a really dodgy website. It's obviously not a real order from Amazon. Ty now lining. Is he lining up or just taunting the crowd? He is. Takes the knee pad down, maybe looking for a tiebreaker. Up on the shoulder goes Hennig, who fights free. And then catches Ty, and Ty fights free. Both guys going for their finisher maneuver there, and neither of them able to pull it off. That could have been big, that could have been. Real big. Heading now, dropping a boot straight across the chest of Ty Dillanger. And again now right across the face. Big knee to the face again by Hennig on Dillanger. Dillanger back up now. There's the arm breaker. Spinning Ty round into, spinning a perfect round, sorry, into a neck breaker. Get me names mixed up now. Too many perfects in this match. Ty once again. This time looks like he's taking the second knee pad down now. And there's a tiebreaker knee to the face. The pin. 1, 2, and oh, almost a 3 count. Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig kicking out. I can't believe he kicked out, to be honest. I thought that was done and dusted, that one. Tying out elbow to the back of the head of Perfect. Takes him up into a backdrop. Who is going to pull this one off? Both guys. Oh, Ty now being a bit cocky, which might be a good thing for him, really, just to get his confidence up about beating someone like Mr. Perfect. But Ty is in control. No. Perfect get around the back of Ty. Drags him away from the ropes, looking for a Saito suplex. Dropping double elbows from the middle rope. Now stamping on the chest of Tye Dillinger as well. Perfect. I don't want a natural selection there. Is that a finisher for Perfect? 1, 2. Could be. It is. Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig gets the victory here over Tye Dillinger. And he needs that. He does need that victory. That is going to put him back in a decent position. He wants to fight it out for this United States Championship. And I think he could be a very strong competitor for that United States Championship as well. There is a lot of competition though, but matches like this is the only way you're going to get yourself in that championship picture. And I'm a little bit surprised this really could have gone either way. I thought that Tye had it won a couple of times. In fairness, I thought that Perfect had it won a couple of times. Well, it really did go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, didn't it really? But eventually it was Perfect with the natural selection to pull off the victory. And he's going to get himself some nice, sexy 5 ranking points, which is definitely going to help him out in his Vesage. Vesage? Is Vesage a real word? Have I just made that up? In his voyage towards gold? Probably. I don't know, I'm making crap up as I go along now, aren't I? I know, Perfect, I know. And here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be Kimberly Frankel taking on Alicia Fox. And here we go. This should be interesting, this one. Like I said, Alicia Fox has done pretty well so far in the dark matches. So this would be a good chance for her to show what she can do on TV. But of course she's got, like I said earlier on, one of my favourite ladies on the roster, Kimberly Frankel. I think she's now known as Abby Leif. I don't know. I think it is. I'm just trying to search now on the Twitter. On the Twitter, because she's quite vocal on the Twitter. Nope, that's a picture of some boobs. Yeah, Abby Leif. Oh, she's gone again now. Why was she there? Now she's gone. Oh, she's Abby with an E. Okay. Abby Leif is now Kimberly, and she's also confirmed now as one of the members of the Mae Young Classic, including alpha females in there as well. That's interesting. Who else is in there? I don't think this gives you the other names, does it? Tony Storm, we know. Tessa Blanchard. La-di-la-di-la. Abby Leif, who used to be Kimberly. Who's this? Tainara Conti. Don't know who that is. Jazzy Gabbert is alpha female. Kavita Devi is an Indian lady by the looks of it. Okay, I don't quite know who that is then. But I know Evie's in there as well. Kairi Hoyo's in there, I believe. So there's a lot of good names in that women's tournament. I'm looking forward to when that's actually recorded and put on the old didgeridoo. Alicia Fox getting a good strong start here. Like I said, Alicia Fox has impressed so far. But I think this might be a bridge too far for her. You never know though. With the momentum she's built up over the last couple of matches, this might actually be something she couldn't do. Kimberly with the elbow to the back of the head, but Kimberly could go on to dominate this one and get herself a nice chunk of points in the women's rankings as well. So this is going to be make or break really for either of these two ladies. A loss here is not going to put anyone in a good position. Especially when there's not that many people in the women's rankings really across the different shows. So if you do win a match or lose a match, it does make a huge difference. With the men's, you win a match, you can go up God knows how many places. With the women's, you've got to try and keep up with everybody else and stay ahead of the ones that are lower. And especially if you look at this women's roster, we've got Nia Jax, Natalya, Dana Brooke, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, Charlotte. It's a real strong women's roster on this Throwdown. So this is a very important match. Alicia Fox is a former champion in her Universe mode at some point. I'm pretty sure she is. I recall Alicia Fox having a belt at some point. I don't know why or what it was for, but I recall her having a belt at some point. I don't remember. Kimber Lee there with a jawbreaker. Now spinning heel kick, taking Alicia Fox down. Now Kimber Lee heading up to the top rope. Big leg drop. Of course, Kimber Lee trained by Drew Gulak as well. Very good friends with Drew Gulak, who has recently joined, of course, our Octane roster, as we found out a few days ago. Nice tornado DDT there. Kimber Lee breaking free from Alicia's hold. Dropping an elbow right into the heart of Alicia Fox as well. Kimber Lee now bringing Alicia back up to her feet. Big right hand now into a German suplex. Bridges for the pin. 1, 2, and no, it's only enough for the 2. Kimber Lee heads up to the top rope, getting the crowd behind now. She can feel this match turning in her favour. Now lining up the fallen Alicia Fox. What does she have planned here? Takes it up, pop-up, powerbomb, drops straight into the pin. 1, 2, and it's a victory for Kimber Lee Frankel here on Throwdown. And nothing more or less than what I expected, to be brutally honest with you. Alicia's done pretty well, but she's been put in her place here this evening. Showed exactly what Kimber Lee has to offer. I've already got penciled in a #1 contendership match for the Women's Championship in a couple of weeks' time. Kimber Lee's not currently part of that, but I should imagine after our next pay-per-view, Empire Strikes Back, Kimber Lee would definitely be somebody who would be regarded close to that Women's Championship picture, especially if we can keep this vein of form on. But, of course, if you want to see exactly how that's going on, go and check out the rankings, which will be in the link in the description below. But it's a good victory here for Kimber Lee Frankel. Curtsy in the crowd. And I think this woman could have a very strong future in the WWE and SWE as well. And here we go then with our next match of the evening. Bret Hart looking to get some retribution over Samoa Joe, who attacked him last week and cost him his opportunity to fight for the #1 contendership for the Throwdown Championship. I don't think Bret Hart's going to be in a very good mood here at all this evening, but you can never write off Samoa Joe. He is the Samoan submission machine. He is a monster among men. And out first is going to be Bret Hart. So, yeah, so he, of course, he won the opportunity to fight for that #1 contendership last week when he won a triple threat match at the Second City Throwdown pay-per-view, defeating Triple H and Randy Orton. And there is Roman Reigns, the #1 contender for the Throwdown Championship, chasing Bret Hart down. Of course, it was Samoa Joe who attacked Bret last week. Reigns completely missed him with a chair. Now gets him. Okay. Roman Reigns is... Well, I got no idea. Like I said, I just assumed last week we saw Samoa Joe attacking Bret Hart because he was annoyed about not being in that championship picture. Roman Reigns, though, he's the #1 contender. What has he got to gain from attacking Bret Hart? I just don't understand what is going through Reigns' mind right now. Reigns now big elbows right to the shoulders of Bret Hart. Are we seeing some sort of alliance here forming maybe between Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe? Big clothesline by Reigns, taking Bret Hart down once again. Bringing him back to his feet, but Bret Hart fighting back. Bret's sick of these backward attacks. These I've forgotten the word now. Bret's getting fed up being attacked from behind anyway and taking Roman Reigns down, and Bret comes out on top of this, but I think this is going to be a non-contest anyway, you know. Joe is nowhere to be found. I think this was a setup all along. that match is going as a no contest. We're going to give Bret Hart an opportunity next week. I think we're going to let Bret Hart pick himself a tag team partner. Next week, Bret Hart and his tag team partner will face off against Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. We're going to do that. A tag team match next week for your main event. Bret Hart and a partner of his choosing against Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. Without further ado, let's get straight into our main event of the evening, though. And here we go. Now, this one is going to be special, surely. Surely this bad boy is going to be special. Samoa Joe. CM Punk versus... Oh, sorry, that wasn't the best commentary in the last minute. It took me by surprise, and I went a bit speechless, really. So the match was scheduled Bret Hart versus Samoa Joe. Joe nowhere to be found, but Roman Reigns was waiting in the wings with a steel chair to take Bret Hart down. Bret managed to catch Roman Reigns out, and it was split up, but still, Bret is not happy with the situation. And it looks like there must be some sort of alliance forming here then between Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. So next week, as I just mentioned earlier on, we are going to give Reigns and Joe the chance to team together to take on Bret Hart and a partner of his choosing, which shouldn't be too difficult to Bret to find. Of course, he's part of the Hart Foundation stable. Lots of choice there for him. But enough about that situation. Let's get back into our main event here this evening. Austin Aries, former United States champion, taking on CM Punk, former two-time Mayhem champion in SWE. This is going to be the main event that a lot of people have been waiting for, and I just can't wait for this one. Truly is going to be special. Of course, Punk had the opportunity at the Second City Throwdown a couple of weeks ago to become the first man to hold two different brand championships. Was unable to defeat Zack Sabre Jr., of course, when Zack actually hit CM Punk's own GTS on him in front of his home crowd, which was just such an incredible moment. Really, really was. And now CM Punk needs to get himself back into that championship picture, and he's only going to do that by picking up big victories in matches like this. Of course, we know already it's going to be Zack Sabre Jr. versus Roman Reigns, but I'm starting to think we're going to have to, if there is some sort of alliance forming here between Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, we're going to have to try and mark Samoa Joe out of that main event, because I don't want any funny business causing us any harm. We know Samoa Joe has already got himself a shot at the United States Championship that same night as well, so Joe and Reigns could walk out of this Empire Strikes Back pay-per-view with a lot of gold. A lot of gold, actually. Maybe we're going to have to do something, aren't we, to negate the effects of both those guys. What could we do? Cage match? Yeah. I like that. Cage match for the main event. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Roman Reigns inside the steel cage. That sounds like something we could do. Yeah, I'm calling that right now. That's going to happen. Roman Reigns' match against Zack Sabre Jr. at the Empire Strikes Back pay-per-view will take place inside a steel cage. That will mean that Samoa Joe cannot get involved in that match, and there'll be no funny business, and the best man will win. I like that. I like that. Look how good I am. Look, just off the top of my head, just busting out these fantastic ideas. As CM Punk now locking in this armbar submission. Like I said, CM Punk needs this victory. He needs to get himself back inside the championship picture, and Aries needs this victory to prove that he should be in this championship picture as well. Of course, Aries has held the upper mid-card belt on Mayhem and Throwdown now. No, he didn't hold it at Mayhem, did he? No, because I had him on Throwdown, didn't I? Aries has always been a Throwdown man. So I'm just thinking about potentially if there's any way that potentially Mr. Aries could turn up on Octane one week. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But I'd have to do a pretty good trade, wouldn't I? I don't know. I like having Aries here on Throwdown. It's just that me and PJ Toby have been discussing quite a lot today about potential trades we could make, and there was a few high-profile names being mentioned in some of these trades. That was a loud bang. So someone just made a really loud bang on my wall. As CM Punk locking in a Regalplex release as well, dropping Austin Aries flat on his face. Punk now bringing Aries back up. Aries with the arm drag taking Punk down. Caught him there. I thought he was going to look for the knee in the face, but Punk catching Aries, then Aries catching Punk with the Spinebuster. But it's only enough to keep Punk down for the 1 count. Aries dropping a boot in the back, of course. Aries trying to weaken the back, knowing that potentially in the future he might go for that last chancery submission. So weakening the back is a very wise move for him. As Aries continues to take control of CM Punk. Punk with a club and blow to the back of Austin Aries, and drops him in that front slam. Almost like a lazy man's Blue Thunder bomb there. Punk heading to the outside, springboards in with a frog splash straight to the back of Austin Aries. And of course Punk just weakening body parts as well, maybe looking for that Anaconda Vice later on in the match. Punk dragging Aries middle of the ring. Now gets around the back into that big clothesline of the arm hook from the hammerlock as well. And talking of the Anaconda Vice, there it is, locked in middle of the ring on Austin Aries. Is Aries going to tap? Or can he fight free? Yes, he does fight free with a knee to the back of the head. Of course, Aries is a man who is very flexible. And that submission is not the best for keeping the legs under control, is it? Aries going up top. Has used a 450 from him in the past, but no, he's going for the big elbow. And now Aries lining up. CM Punk. Big clothesline. Where's the discus? Is that not the discus elbow? Aries now. Big knee to the side of the face of Punk. Spun him around while he was grounded as well. And now here is Aries looking for Punk. Club to the side of the head. That normally is followed up. It looks like it is. There it is. The last chance resubmission. And again, right middle of the ring by Austin Aries on CM Punk. Who is going to get these 10 ranking points? Of course, main event. This is worth 10 points, this match. Oh, is he going to tap? No, Punk managing to fight free as well. Both these guys able to break out of their opponent's special finishing maneuver. Oh, big kick there by CM Punk right to the hip of Austin Aries. Very, very painful. But Aries fighting back with the boot to the knee of CM Punk. Now into a neck breaker. And maybe again just weakening the neck potentially for another last chancery. But hooks in the pin off that neck breaker. Only enough for a 2 count. But it makes you wonder how much these two guys have left in them. Aries just dropping into a corner now, taunting the grounded CM Punk. Not quite sure that's the wisest thing to do. Of course, both these guys as well, former Ring of Honor heavyweight champions. And Ring of Honor legends as well, really. A CM Punk stalking the grounded. Aries takes him up on his shoulder. We're going to see it, the GTS. Aries is down. Punk drops into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And CM Punk picks up the victory here over Austin Aries in the main event of Throwdown. And CM Punk's going to get that lovely 10 ranking points. He needs that to negate the damage done at the Second City Throwdown pay-per-view by his loss, of course, to Zack Sabre Jr. We saw the Anaconda Vice there. We also saw a last chancery as well. After this big discus, wasn't discus, wasn't this big clothesline? I'm a bit confused with that. Why he's not got the discus? He's just got that big clothesline. I've always thought he had a discus elbow, or the rolling elbow. But there it was, of course, the go to sleep, the GTS, which was enough to get CM Punk the victory. And a big win him a big win here for CM Punk on Throwdown. That's the words I'm looking for. Of course, if you've not seen it as well, be sure to check out every other day when SWE normal shows are not being uploaded. We are currently doing the SWE King of the Cruiserweight Tournament. We've uploaded 2 videos for that already, and there's a 3rd one coming up for you tomorrow with some more first round action, some big stuff coming up for you. But that is the end of tonight's show. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit the like button. It does really help us out. And of course, hit that subscribe button as well if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for some more SWE King of the Cruiserweights.
1, 2, 3.